strength. When we talk about long toss, we're talking about throwing the ball a long distance. Some people throw the ball 120 feet, but there are some people out there considered to be what they say are long toss experts. There's actually long toss programs that are being taught, and they're telling pitchers that if you can go out there and throw the ball 250, 300 feet, 350 feet, whatever it might be, then that's going to go ahead and help you improve your velocity. To be honest with you, since 2004, I have been asking coaches at all levels, please explain to me how throwing the ball 350 feet or 400 feet, I don't care how far they can throw it, 500 feet, how that can have any impact on producing velocity off a pitching mound.
Well, Dick, that is definitely a really good question, and I think it's a question that many of us are asking. And it sounds like since 2004, as you stated, you've been asking pitching coaches at all levels, how does throwing a baseball long distance increase your velocity on the mound? Well, I want to answer that question twofold. The first perspective that I want to come from is that of a pitcher. Being a power pitcher myself, I can tell you that the difference in my fastball at 92 and 93 and my fastball at 98 and 99 indeed has been long toss. You know, I could get in the bullpen and throw to a catcher all I want to, but there were no real metrics in place that told me if I was indeed increasing arm speed. However, if I'm to stand 300 feet away and hit a target at 300 feet away and throw 25 balls, I know that my body has to remain in a straight line and have the appropriate arm action and generate enough arm speed to do that over and over again. Now, answering that question from a coach's perspective, I think it's important to understand that throwing a ball is what we consider a plyometric activity. In other words, it's an activity that requires the fast twitch fibers in our muscles to fire at a high rate of speed over a short period of time. And I think for our arms to generate more arm speed, our arms must go through a rigorous and regimented throwing program at a high level of intensity over a short amount of time.
Long toss, in order to throw the ball far, you've got to do a crow hop. Can you crow hop from the mound? No, you can't. Okay, so we crow hop in long toss, but we don't crow hop in pitching. In long toss, where do you throw the ball? You throw the ball with an arc up in the air to get it to be a long distance. What do you do in pitching? You throw the ball, you know, downhill toward the catcher. You're not throwing it uphill. You're throwing it in more of a downward plane. What you do in long toss, you could long toss, let's say, for half an hour a day. Let's say you did it for 3 months, and you did 25 throws, and it didn't hurt your arm or whatever. Well, you know what that's going to do? That's going to make you a great long tosser. But try to take that information, or try to take that skill, and put that on the mound, and is it going to benefit you in any way? How can it? How can practicing one activity that's completely unrelated to what you do on the pitching mound, how is it going to help you as a pitcher? It can't. It's impossible.
If the goal is to generate more arm speed, we must do exercises and activities that may not seem conducive to throwing the ball on the mound. For example, a lineman who's bench pressing is not going to block a defensive tackle laying on his back. So does that mean that he doesn't bench press? A boxer who is using the speed bag is not going to punch his opponent the exact same way. So does that mean that he does not use a speed bag? No. A sprinter. Sprinting is another plyometric activity. Sprinters don't just run on tracks. They run with parachutes, they run uphill, they do all types of different activities. For example, let's look at Usain Bolt, who is the fastest man in the world. He spends more time doing exercises off the track than he does on the track. So I guess my point here, Dick, is that to make the claim that long toss has no benefit to a pitcher's velocity on the mound is completely inaccurate. And I can speak from experience, and I can speak from a biomechanical perspective and a coach's perspective on that. So I do believe that it does work for some people, and for some people it may not. But I think making the claim in general is quite honestly inaccurate.